Hello, I am Stephanie, and this is Intelligent Luxury. So, this is Stephanie, and this is Intelligent Luxury. I have a lot of information, so I'm going to read quickly, and we will be happy if I read quickly. No, no. So, Michael Jordan Steakhouses. Wait, hold on. Let me do something quickly. I'm listening to. Can't hear it yet. I'm listening to Haitian music on Haitian Music Channel. So let me begin. I love reading books. Michael Jordan steakhouses are in the states of Illinois, Connecticut, and Washington, and the steakhouse in Illinois is not in a casino. Right now, what am I reading? I'm reading my script. So on my website, intelligentluxurymagazine.com, I'm the only producer. Maybe with the help, maybe I imagine from Michael Jordan, my mom. Other than that, just me reading. So on my website, intelligentluxurymagazine.com, there are links to Mr. Michael Jordan's restaurants websites and a link to Marriott's website where you can learn more about the developer hotel, like in the country of Haiti or in the Dominican Republic, Republic Dominicana, is a perfect place to have a hotel, I'm sure. Maybe. Check with the State Department, see if that area is in a war zone or some type of other problems. Check the State Department, see if the nation before you start a business in another nation. Michael Jordan owns a golf course named Grove 23. Grove 23. Membership is by invitation only. Michael Jordan promotes the Jordan brand on Nike.com or on Jordan.com. So let me write that. If you see my script, sometimes and ever, I am only human, born to make mistakes. Oh, that song, don't you? So Nissan.com. He also sponsors the Novant Health Michael Jordan Family Clinic. This information is on my website, intelligentluxurymagazine.com. U.S. Food Chef Stores on 3304 Eastway Drive, Charlotte, North Carolina. For further information, I didn't want to say for further information about Mercedes-Benz is available at mercedesbenz.com. Travel to YourEngagement101.com. Please visit Bloomingdale's.com. Please visit BarnesandNobles.com and Books.A1Million.com. Please visit MetMuseum.org for more information about the Met Museum. I'm Stephanie. My website is IntelligentLuxuryMagazine.com. Today I'm wearing apparel and accessories from Walmart, Target, Pandora, and the nation of Africa, the continent of Africa. And yesterday, the President Trump was nominated for the Nobel Peace Prize. President Trump delivered, I think that was the day before yesterday, I'm sorry. So I wanted to remind everyone. So the day before yesterday, and President Trump is to deliver remarks from Michigan today. The new Mercedes-Benz S-Class can be experienced with your senses, seeing, feeling, hearing, and smelling, while offering numerous innovations in areas of driver assistance, protection, and interaction. The Vice President, talk about the Vice President, GoldmanSachs.com. Go to GoldmanSachs.com. Redesigned Mercedes-Benz E-Class family to start from $54,250. You have Vice President Pence to address the VMI Corps of Cadets at the Virginia Military Institute today. So that's the Virginia Military Institute. Yesterday, Vice President Pence thanked me, Marjorie Dannenfelser and the Susan B. Anthony list for all they've done for life. So they're a pro-life organization. On Friday, September 11th, Vice President Mike Pence and Second Lady Karen Pence will travel to New York City, New York. There, the Vice President and Second Lady will visit Ground Zero and participate in the National September 11th Memorial and Museum's 19th Anniversary Commemoration Ceremony honoring and remembering those killed in the September 11, 2001 terrorist attacks. Following, the Vice President and the Second Lady will participate in the Tunnel to Towers Foundation September 11th memorial ceremony. Later that day, the Vice President and Second Lady will return to D.C. Today, Mario de Blasio talked about indoor dining returning to NYC on September 30th. So we thank Mario de Blasio for that information. And Dr. J. Farmer's cat. We missed the cat. The cat, if you. Anyway. I don't know if y'all can see Dr. J. Farmer, but he is a physician that's on the press website, so you can see him. You might not be able to see him when they show you him on the news. Sometimes you can, and he has like a white cat. So anyway, let's talk about Marriott International inspires travel using the Let's Go There campaign in a second quarter results call today. Marriott stated that the company added more than 11,400 rooms globally during the second quarter, including roughly 2,000 rooms converted from competitor brands and approximately 4,700 rooms in international markets. Net rooms grew 4.1% from a year ago. So we were able to listen to part of that call, which was almost right before the mayor of New York City had a media availability. For more information about Marriott's concierge services, please visit quintessentially.com / I think, or / to the right, Marriott experiences. So New York staycations. Let's talk about New York staycations. You can travel New York City to Bronx, Arthur Avenue. Try to go to feastonhistory.com. It's my friend's website. I wasn't invited to the wedding, but I knew her. We were friends in high school, so it's okay. It's okay. Doing great things for the Bronx, like Mr. Dr. Reverend Ruben Diaz. So going over there to visit them at the Bronx, Arthur Avenue, and have a tour. He may not be there, So you have Hudson Yards. Hudson Yards has a beautiful mall. I've been there. New stores in that mall near the Hudson Yards. Was I at the Hudson Yards? Wait, no, I have never been to the Hudson Yards. There is a shopping center there. Pardon me. I've been to the new shopping area near the September 11th Memorial Museum. Great mall there too. It's so great that I was there. Went to visit the Ink offices, Ink magazine offices, Fast Company. Two of my favorite magazines, Ink and Fast Company. So thank you all for meeting with me. Central Park, Rockefeller Center. Great places to visit Rockefeller Center. Start with the top of the rock observation deck. Maybe see the Today Show. I should write that. See the Today Show. You mean if you go in the morning, you can see the Today Show maybe. If you're able to get, you have to get in line early. I think very early before the show starts. Maybe off very early. So I've actually been to the Today Show with my coworkers. We went to see Mark Anthony sing. What a singer, Mark Anthony. I think he sings so well. So I don't know what he's saying if he's speaking in Spanish, yet he sings well. So plan to visit Wales and more specifically Pembrokeshire, part of the Great Britain. It has coastal walks and castles. So please visit the website visitwales.com or visitbritain.com for information about traveling to Great Britain. And I love all my people from the British Jewelers Association. I love those ladies and men. They always serve me alcohol. And one time I said I was driving. I forgot that I was in another city and I didn't even have my car. And I said no to the alcohol, but I was driving. Good excuse if you don't want to drink alcohol. You just say, I'm driving, and people won't offer you. British Jewelers Association. Hello to all y'all. I learned from the best. And to the publicist for Kate Middleton's wedding. As I worked at Engage 101, thank you for all your help. So I have to say thanks. Just edited it for y'all so y'all can kind of see what I'm saying. Forgive me for some type of editorial spelling and grammatical errors. Thanks. I was not at Gage 101 for Miss Meghan Markle and Harry's wedding, and it was so great that they had an African American, a British, African British publicist, Kate Middleton and Prince William. So I thought that was pretty interesting. So well, that made me start thinking about Afro Brits after meeting Idris Elba, a couple of Afro British authors that I've met, and also just having people that I know people that live in Britain. It's interesting that I really want to talk about the Afro British community and about how they became to migrate to England either via slavery or through tourism or through or just relocating from a British colony. And we were a British colony in America. So it's interesting the history of Afro British. So let's talk about learning from the best. Dwayne Wade, the Jordan Brand, Walmart, Target during Brand Week Masters Live, September 14th through the 17th, 2020. On September 15th, there's also the webinar on safeguarding trade secrets in China's changing IP landscape. So those Brand Week Master Live is an online webinar, and I think the webinars are really good, especially if you have your own business or your own brand. If you're interested, so right now I'm building a brand uh, as well as being a journalist. I find it very interesting and fun creating services to sell to people that I need or desire. So register to attend the latest in a series of USPTO webinars focused on intellectual property protection and enforcement in China. These five this free program, safeguarding trade secrets in China's changing IP landscape, will take place Tuesday, September 15th from 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Read Love Your Life, a novel by Sophia Kinsella. I think she's really funny, and she is an author of several other books. So you can Google Sophia Kinsella. Temple University's website is temple.edu. Apply to attend graduate school or attend continuing education classes in the classroom. Coordinated Health, part of the Lehigh Valley Health Network, is transitioning all patient records. We already talked about that. But also just donate to. Sorry, I accidentally left that in there. Donate to Lehigh Valley Network. And thank you for sending me information about Lehigh Valley Health Network. Uh, I am looking for someone to treat my to remove my bridge and replace my crown. Uh, if anybody knows anyone that knows how to remove a bridge and replace crown, I think my gingiva, my gums are just a little. It don't hurt all the time. It doesn't really hurt ever unless I guess eat maybe something salty. That's what I'm looking for. Westchester Medical Center. Bouncy Girls. So, in No Time to Die, Bond has left active service and is enjoying a tranquil life in Jamaica. With my director, Carrie Joji Fukunaga, and cast Daniel Craig with Jeffrey Wright. Hey, Jeffrey Wright. In a timely comedy, he was this tour. I have a picture of Jeffrey Wright in the back of my hair is like this. So I had this. It's not his fault that my hair is like that. It's the jacket has some type of fabric that always like bent my hair in the back. So I was like, why didn't you tell me that my hair was like that? I don't think it was like that before. So we took the picture. It was so interesting. I met him at a Miss Perez, who was in Do the Right Thing. She had a documentary uh, about Puerto Rico. So it was a really, really good documentary that we saw that day. We saw it that day, and then we were able to be on stage with her, throw T-shirts, and do different things. So, A Timely Comedy, Irresistible, now available on digital, Blu-ray, and DVD from Universal Pictures Home Entertainment, starring Steve Carell. It also may be available for on video on demand or downloading for a fee. Visit Oregon. Microsoft Xbox Game Pass Ultimate, Microsoft Surface computers, Adobe Creative Cloud, and Apple computers back to graduate school. So the U.S. Department of State is accepting applications for Foreign Affairs Information Technology Fellowship Program through February 1st, 2021. And I think that this is, find out more who's eligible for this grant when you Google it. Register for MED Week, Minority Economic Development Week. So Google Med Week, MED, Minority Economic Development. These are some of my favorite book publishers: Penguin, Random House, Simon & Schuster, HarperCollins. Google Michael Jordan's restaurants. Google Lehigh Valley Hospital. Town Oaks Construction. And I am Stephanie, and this is my website. My website is intelligentluxurymagazine.com. Filming on Facebook Live. Also, YouTube Studio, great way to broadcast live, and you can use other software to broadcast live too. So, Fashion Week in New York and in Australia, Bloomingdale's sells clothing. Please visit bloomingdales.com. Uh, and then please visit Louis Vuitton's website, louisvuitton.com. Please watch Stephen Colbert from home. Reserve a luxury hotel room today. Embassy Suites, Tampa, Downtown Convention Center. One of the hotels that Robert Johnson is one of the owners. And watch 60 Minutes on CBS. Play The Sims by EA Sports. I love that game. Remember, you can make movies. You can design your own homes. It's easier than most CAD if you are designing for your home, and they have expansion packs where you can pick furniture, you can move furniture, you can change the color of the clothes and the apparel, you can design characters that look like you, look like whoever you want. They have characters with braids, hair braids, all types of things. So it's such an interesting way that you can make a movie, a short movie, if you have enough data space. It's just an amazing game, and you can alter the colors so that it's not as sharp, or it can look more real. Or maybe they can tell you how to alter the colors. So please read about my programs that I want to have on intelligentluxurymagazine.com. Remember, I'm trying to plan an intelligent luxury African American author program for last Saturday in uh, February of 2021. So, like I said, I'm planning on inviting you, Dr. Bates, Dr. Baxter from Temple University graduates. The theme, I guess I can make that a minor theme, kind of like a self-help, self-motivation, innovating, or motivational speaker theme. I mean, that can be one of the themes, but the main theme is African American, African and Caribbean history. Just to have some nonfiction authors who wrote about African American. I don't know if Dr. Henry Louis Gates is available. That would be great to have him. I'm sure he's not busy. I'm asking like a big author. I'm sure he's so like just doing absolutely nothing. So plan on him maybe not being there. Maybe 2022. uh, yeah, purchase these books. Maybe we'll have these books on sale there. So we're working on that. Who else has a book about African American history? Dr. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, maybe. Just books about history. Let me talk about Temple. So yesterday, I say Temple, my university is Temple University. So let me read these ads first, or not ads, just hey, everything is a free ad. Editorials are free ads, and that's the end of that. So watch PBS, watch American History TV and Book TV. Today I cooked a little brunch, and I had a penny pasta, whole wheat penny pasta, from ShopRite. Whole wheat has about 5 grams of fiber, so that's good. Then I had a scallion and onion powder, garlic powder, no salt added, sazon, 2 tablespoons of relish, about 2 tablespoons, 1 tablespoon of mustard, and 2 tablespoons of Miracle Whip, and no, not 2 tablespoons. I had 1 tablespoon of Miracle Whip, or 2 tablespoons. I did only wanted one. For some reason, I added two, and 1 can of tuna fish with 1 chopped up half a long pepper and 1 chopped scallion with 1/4 a teaspoon of iodized salt. Need a little iodine. So that's what I cooked today. I didn't want to show it to anyone. Oh, I put pepper. I put black pepper and crushed red pepper in it, and celery seed. So Bloomingdale's, please watch CNBC on CBS.com. I love Free People clothes. Dressing Free People. Please visit freepeople.com. I am a White House correspondent. So preferably, me and my mama can move closer to. We don't have to move closer. I'll probably commute. I like driving. It's a quick drive to DC. Listen to my radio. I'm gonna drive there and drive back sometimes, not every day. So I'm not a daily White House correspondent. I am not. So, please visit freepeople.com. I'm a White House correspondent. I read the New York Times, read articles on the New York Times, read the articles on the NewYorkTimes.com, the Wall Street Journal, WallStreetJournal.com. I'm a lifetime member of the NAACP. Please visit NAACP.org. So the convention is next week. I think it starts this weekend. And it's a virtual convention. You have to register. And I've already registered. So that's good. And it's always a great thing. I know that I saw Governor Bush of Texas, then President Bush speak. So, wow, when you go to an NAACP meeting, the people that you meet, I didn't meet them, but I saw them speak. And I got to listen to the OJs. You can't beat that. Bush, the OJs. I mean, people all over the world love the NAACP, don't they? So let's talk about REITs. So Lisa retail location at a PREIT REIT. So a PREIT is a Pennsylvania Real Estate Investment Trust, and then you have Simon Property Group. So PREIT, the owner of the PREIT is on the board of Temple University, and Simon Property Group is the owner of my hometown mall. So my original hometown mall, and we like Pyramid Group too. So the Pyramid Group is a great hotel, a great REIT, and that's a good place to lease space up there in Syracuse. So I actually worked in the mall at a doctor's office, and that was great. So yeah, please travel to the Great Trail of Canada. The mission is, I quote, "We will promote and assist in the development and the use of the Great Trail created by TransCanada and the trail and our partners by supporting success at the local level and the continued improvement and enhancement of the national network," end quote. So now I'm going to start saying begin quote and end quote instead of just saying and I quote. And I got that from God Jr., but I have to talk about Temple University. But let me get through this first. I have Mr. Michael Lindsay, the chair of the TCT Board of Directors, this Trail of Canada, and I quote, "I have been a supporter of TransCanada Trail since I was an elementary school student. In those days, my three-leaf TCT pin occupied a position of pride next to my Canadian Fitness Award badges, meaningful emblems of outdoor rituals which I knew I shared with Canadians across the country," end quote. Whenever you're walking on a trail in a park, make sure that you're not by yourself, Make sure that you are traveling with people. If you have to go to the park, you don't have anyone to go to the park. Stay near the parking lot. Maybe do some exercises near your car. Maybe that's the safe way to exercise so that you're not on your alone on a trail. So on my website, IntelligentLuxuryMagazine.com's blog, if you go to the blog, I moved the blog up on the screen right above Jordan. In the fascinating video from Pure Solutions, that is on my website, IntelligentLuxuryMagazine.com, discover how two bridges were refurbished and installed in a new location in White Shell Provincial Park. I was thinking about a park in Closter, New Jersey, near Target, where there's an old railroad, because I forget where I was in New Jersey, somewhere looking for shopping. I was shopping in New Jersey, and sometimes I just drive around a town if I've never been to the town. And I saw a railroad museum, and I can't remember where the museum was located, but I'll find it. It's a railroad museum somewhere in Bergen County, and it's from an old railway. So the old railway connects to, Rockland County, connects to Nyack. And I remember being a kid in Nyack, there was a garden. If you're ever from Nyack, there's a lot of antiques in Nyack, antique shops in Nyack. But then, if you there was a garden there, so a former friend, uh, his mother had a garden, and we found railroad ties. So if anybody's looking for these things, I don't know if I was supposed to take them. I was a kid. Please don't arrest me. But there are railroad ties there. So I think there should be some type of marker there that you shouldn't take the railroad ties, kids. Shouldn't take historic. I'm about to get locked up, y'all. So after I'm in prison, please just visit my website and watch all my old videos for that. Oh, so anyway, that was years ago when I was like a little kid. There was a garden there. But then it made me think of this railroad track that's in Closter, New Jersey that runs pretty far south. And it looks like there's grass growing there. And I thought of the High Line when I visited the Highline Park. And I was like, oh, this should be a park. People can walk and ride the trail. It's a little railroad track with maybe little signs, maybe even like a little railroad, maybe like, a little pedestrian, railroad or museum, just an old railroad car people can walk on and look at. I don't know. Uh, if I had money, I would pay for it, but I don't. So Utah Public Procurement Place, you've been invited to participate in the request for the Statement of Qualifications, Air Service Development Consulting Services, RFQ. So that's in Utah. If anyone wants to start an air service development consulting services business or has one, you can have that. So follow Adweek webinars on Twitter at AW Webinars. A Gospel Music Heritage Month celebration is on Wednesday, September 30th, 2020 at 2 p.m. to 3:30 p.m. Please visit temple.edu for more information. We're going to start talking about Temple, the seminar that I saw online yesterday in a few seconds. On Skechers USA, New York Stock Exchange SKX, a global footwear leader, announced that John Vandermoor, Chief Financial Officer, will participate in a virtual fireside chat at the Wells Fargo Securities Virtual Third Annual Consumer Conference on Wednesday, September 16, 2020 at 12:20 p.m. It would be great to see the Annual Consumer Conference. So Securities Virtual Third Annual Consumer Conference. And that's going to be at 12:20 p.m. on September 16th. The audio portion of the fireside chat will be available live and on replay for 90 days at the investor relations section of the company's website at investors.skechers.com. I like Skechers. So Hawaiian Airlines invites people to take part in the Hawaiian Airlines Holo Holo Challenge, a virtual fitness challenge that offers participants a choice to holo holo to go out throughout October and run or walk a 50 or 130-mile course while practicing safe social distancing. So Safeway, the Safeway Open is in Silverado Resort and Spa in Napa, California. So I think they call it Silverado Resort and Spa in North Napa, California, or the Spa North. So September 10th through the 13th, 2020. In celebration of Roberto Clemente Day, the Miami Marlins today announced the infielder Miguel Rojas has been named the club's 2020 nominee for the Roberto Clemente Award, baseball's most prestigious individual honor for major leaguers. Click here to view the post from at Marlins recognizing Rojas as the club's nominee. So right now, there's a conference. They say the devil is the devil. The devil is a liar, right? So anyway, there are several webinars today. So right now, if you want to watch it, started at about 1. A friendly reminder, the 7 crucial digital consumer insights you need to master to get more from your analytics. And that's on that's hosted by Adweek Webinars. Let's read through this and then y'all can start that conference. So again, the nominee for the Roberto Clemente Award, baseball's most prestigious individual honor for major leaguers. Click to view the post from at Marlins. So go to at Marlins on Twitter, recognizing Rojas as the club nominee. The Roberto Clemente Award is the annual recognition of a major league player who best represents the game of baseball through extraordinary character, community involvement, philanthropy, and positive contributions both on and off the field. As part of the annual program, each MLB club nominates one player to be considered for the league-wide award in tribute to Clemente's achievements and character. Rojas is one of the 30 club nominees for the annual award, having been selected for his work in the community as well as his commitment and dedication to service those who cheer him on during the season. Wednesday, September 9th, marked the 19th annual Roberto Clemente Day, which was established by the Major League Baseball to honor Clemente's legacy as a humanitarian and to officially acknowledge local club nominees of the Roberto Clemente Award as part of the league-wide celebration. The Roberto Clemente Day logo will appear on the sleeves of the Marlins jerseys. Following the current road trip, the Marlins will present Rojas with his award at Marlins Park on Saturday, September 12th, during an on-field pregame ceremony. Also on Saturday, the Marlins will celebrate the diversity of the local community with Comunidad 305 or 305 virtual pregame event, which will include recognition of the heroes from the South Florida Latin community. Programming will feature former Marlins players, a trivia challenge with local heritage leaders, and musical performances by Marlins Pachanga Band and Leslie Cartaya. Fans can RSVP now at marlins.com/events. The league-wide winner of the Roberto Clemente Award will be selected via a blue ribbon panel, including Baseball Commissioner Robert D. Manfred Jr., representatives from MLB-affiliated networks, MLB.com, as well as Roberto's children, Enrique, Luis, and Roberto Clemente Jr. Fans can vote now for the Roberto Clemente Award at MLB.Clemente21. The site will feature bios of each of the nominees and will allow fans to vote until the end of the season. On Sunday, September 27th, the winner of the fan vote will count as one vote among those cast by the Blue Ribbon panel. Miami Marlins Derek Jeter, one of the owners, won the Roberto Clemente Award. One of the owners of Miami Marlins, won the Roberto Clemente Award in 2009. Mr. Willie Mays, Ozzie Smith, Gary Carter, and Jimmy Rollins also won the award in the past. The Department of State stated economic officers at U.S. embassies and diplomatic missions prepare these annual reports analyzing over 165 foreign markets. The reports can be viewed at the following link: state.gov/to the right investment dash climate dash statements slash to the right if you want more information about different markets. The National Restaurant Association show opens for registration for their 2021 event. The show will reimagine the restaurant industry next May for an in-person opportunity to innovate and collaborate. So Google the National Restaurant Association show. It's a premier event and it will be held in Chicago, and you can Google that information to learn where it's going to be held in Chicago and how to register. And I'll read you what Mr. Cindric, the president of Winsight Expeditions, stated about the conference. He says, and I quote, "We can't wait to bring the industry together again at the 2021 National Restaurant Association show to connect attendees with like-minded peers, thought leaders, and out-of-the-box inventors to rethink, reframe, and redesign food service experiences," said Tom Cindric, president of Winsight Expeditions. As we count down to the show next May, it goes without saying that the safety of our attendees, exhibitors, sponsors, and our own staff is a top priority, and we will work closely with McCormick Place to put the needed safety measures in place to have a successful and exciting show that the industry looks forward to each year. So read about the show. It's really great to go to these seminars and webinars. You never know what you need to learn new about an industry that you are either want to be in or have been in for several different years. And sometimes this is fun to get out of your restaurant, meet new restaurants, see new equipment, taste new recipes, taste new products that you need. So you can Google it. Also, you can go to nationalrestaurantshow.com, /registration, and you can connect with them on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and LinkedIn. And each September, the American Medical Association recognizes influential female physician leaders as part of the Women in Medicine Month. So, to showcase the accomplishment of these leaders, the AMA Women Physicians section and the AMA Foundation announced the winners of the 2020 Joan F. Giambalvo Fund for the Advancement of Women Research Grants Program. So the AMA, WPS, and AMA Foundation award scholarships of up to $10,000 to healthcare researchers to identify and address issues that affect women physicians and medical students. Anybody help me with that? So during the Women in Medicine Month, the AMA is honored to recognize this year's awardees for their exceptional work, said AMA President Susan R. Bailey, M.D. So, one person said, as a woman in medicine, I am more than aware of the multitude of gender disparities in our field. Women's lack of academic advancement and lag in the research arena are not only due to gender bias and isolation, but also from lack of resources, including mentorship and networking opportunities. Through this project, it is our existing research projects and even create their own research initiatives with financial support, mentorship, ongoing encouragement to take their ideas to the next level, said Dr. Prakash. What a tremendous privilege to be able to give deserving women in medicine and science at our institution an opportunity to expand their horizons and lead. Sorry, my computer just froze a little. The AMA has adopted numerous policies aimed at encouraging in medical associations and other relevant organizations to study gender difference in income and advancement trends by specialty, experience, work hours, and other practice characteristics, and develop programs to address the disparities where they exist. So the AMA will continue to strongly support equity and diversity across medicine and promote professional growth and development for physicians at every stage of their careers. So the AMA Women's Physician section consists of more than 90,000 members of the AMA and aims to increase the number of influence of women physicians in leadership roles and to advocate for advance and understanding of women's health issues. You have the Miami Book Fair. Remember Google Goya, Miami Book Fair, Texas Book Fair, Google it, American Marketing Association webinar, Google that, and then also Google the American Medical Association to learn more about their programs for physicians and medical industry people. Yesterday, as I finish, I have to get to my notes about this. Yesterday, I attended a great webinar, of course, from Temple University's Charles Blockson Library. There's an initial in there. Just I think it's the Charles L. Blockson Library, which I've actually been to. So Temple has a Beyond the Page. I used to work at the library, so they sent me these newsletters. So then I said, "Oh, let me attend this webinar." And the great it was called Black Lives Always Matter. Black Lives Always Matter. And Dr. Diane Turner of the Charles L. Blockson Library, she's one of the directors. And then Mr. Malik L. Boyd, he was a host of this great webinar. And it has an African American collection which has really great books. Was so interesting that we have Leslie Willis Lowry, archivist at the Bloxham Collection, and then Eric Battle, an artist, a contributor to Black Lives Always Matter. It's a cartoon or a graphic novel about how Black Lives always matter. So this was an amazing announcement about this graphic novel project where they interviewed, or where also Micheline Hass spoke. She's one of the graphic designers, and she wrote two comics or graphic novels. One, Diary of a Mad Black uh, Werewolf. So I thought that was a good title. And she also talked about how she wrote about a guy named John Mosley, and I know of a Mosley. I know of a Mosley. My grandmother was married to a Mosley, but I think they spell it differently. So, she, I never met the guy. She had a couple marriages. So he was a photographer that they wrote about in this graphic novel, which I haven't read yet. Maybe they can. I think it's online. So you have Malik Boyd. He is a great talking about what inspires. I love listening to what inspires people. It helps inspire myself. You have Eric Battle. He said, growing up in Philadelphia, uh, he has seen the best of Philadelphia, and I have too. Like, if you ever grew up in a neighborhood like I did, which was not primarily African American, and then you moved to North Philadelphia near Temple University and the headquarters of the Kappa uh, fraternity. It is so funny. I always say that I used to live off campus, and I would have to walk to the grocery store, little Asian grocery store in North Philadelphia, right past the Kappa's office. So that always made me feel good. So I lived in a really nice part of North Philadelphia, and I was a Temple student. So that also brings us to pray for North Philadelphia. Uh, and she talked about John Mosley. He came to Philly in 1930s, and it's photography. And my grandmother was from that area, so I don't know if they were related. Um, but I have to do more research at that Charles L. Bloxham Library, a library where you can't take books out. Is false. Uh, Eric, Eric Battle. So he said, "What resounded you the most?" He asked Micheline, and she said, "John Mosley." So Dr. Jan Turner, she talked about some of the exhibits at the library. But if you want to go there now, the website is digital.library.temple.edu. I'm going to say /digital /collection /P15037 COLL17 /search. Or if you go to Google Temple University Libraries, you'll be able to see that information about the Charles L. Bloxham Library. So they have over 700,000 um, in their collection, and it's because Charles L. Bloxham started this collection in 1943 when he was 9 years old. So I thought that was really interesting. And then Dr. Sheena Howard from Howard University, graduate of Howard University, she talked about her research about African American communication dynamics in African American comics or comic books, and she studied the Boondocks. So I remember that, and the history of Black comic books and graphic novels. So she attended Howard University, so that's good. HBCUs holds a rich cultures, and she attended there. Vice presidential candidate Kamala Harris graduated from Howard University, so that's good. I always wanted to go to Howard University too. So it's alright that I wasn't accepted, Mr. Admissions Counselor. And I remember going to Rockland Community College usually has an annual college fair. And I think you can meet there for graduate school too, I don't know. So hey Wileen, I don't think Wileen was there. I was looking for Wileen. I did look for you. So Technology is a tool. Essential. Wileen had a great program about the history of African Americans in the Hudson Valley. I hope that she's able to put that on DVD. A lot of the libraries accept DVDs of programs, of local programs. I really wanted. She talked about technology and how important technology was, but the documentary that she showed, did I have to leave it? Oh, this is great. Karen Jordan. She's a Cecil B. Moore freedom fighter. So if anybody knows about Temple University campus, when you go to Temple University, you get off at Cecil B. Moore Street. And they showed a documentary. And where is the title of the documentary that Miss Karen Jordan was in? My pen, what is going on? I think. This is sad. I messed up on the title for some reason. My pen, ran out of ink, right on the title. But let me tell you about this documentary. I watched the little documentary, and it was about Girard College. And Stephen Girard founded this college. It was in Philadelphia, and it was near like 23rd and Thompson. And they were picketing the NAACP, Martin Luther King, and Cecil B. Moore, president of the NAACP at that time in Philadelphia, was fighting to integrate this college, Girard College. So they had the freedom fighters. They had Cecil B. Moore, Banks, Alexis Moore Broughton, Walter Palmer, Karen Aspen Jordan, Richard Watson, and Kenneth Salam. They were singing they were singing songs during this brief documentary, but I'm sure that's on the website. So ask the librarians for information about the title of that documentary about Girard College, and you could see him and Martin Luther King speaking about integrating Girard College in North Philadelphia, which was primarily an African American neighborhood. Let's talk about Bill Cosby. Remember growing up listening to Bill Cosby, reading his books? I used to shelve his books at the library I used to work at. And I love The Cosby Show. And I always remember seeing Temple University on the wall. And I met Felicia Rashad, so that was nice to meet Claire Huxtable. It's so great that they talked about college on the Cosby Show, and then we had A Different World, which was right after. That really helped me want to go to college, as well as my mother attended college too, and my father, I suppose. But also last night, I was able to watch just Mr. Glaude Jr., Mr. Eddie S. Glaude Jr. speak at the 14th Annual Humanities Colloquium at Princeton University. Mr. Eric Gregory, thank you for hosting this event. He's the professor of religion at Princeton University. There's about 700 people, and he talks about how he's a humanist. I want to be a humanist. And I'll try to put this information on my website that I just added quickly to the script that I'll put with this video. And he talked about the theme were things as they should be. And he talked about this quote from Aristotle. And you can Google it and just read what the quote is. But it's about the long-standing debates about history. And Aristotle, things as they are and things as they should be, said Aristotle. So how should they be? They talked about uh, creative arts being, you create an art talking about how things are they should be or things are how they are. So how do you create art? Do you create art because you wanted to? Do you create art showing or wanting to tell people how things should be or wanting to tell people how they are? So I thought that was really great. And Eddie Glaude, he referred to James Baldwin in 1962. He has a book about James Baldwin. And but James Baldwin, apparently he wrote As Much Truth as One Can Bear, I believe, I think. He wrote about that in the New York Times Book Review in 1962. So you can go and look that up. And the role of the artist, he said, is not attempting to tell as much of the truth as we can bear, said Baldwin. But Mr. Glaude said the task of the American writers is to unmark the panic at the root. I think what I think is unmark the panic at the root. So I think, is there a panic when you're creating this writing and this art? I don't know. I'm not panicked when I create. I think I'm just creating to show how things should be and how things they are. If things are how I want them to be, like I want to be married to a man right now that was born with me, from a human, and that's how I want things to be. I want to have children, so I'm sure people will help me. That's how I want things to be. And I'm unmarried now, so that's not how the things are. Oh, so I thought that was great for them to host that. I like sending lectures, interesting topics about that, and Aristotle and philosophy. It's really interesting. How things are and how things should be is really interesting. So remember that. So now I'm going to try to watch part of this other seminar, and that's how things should be. So watch Maurice Dubois at 5. I probably will. And 11, if I can stay awake for that. Or a Clippers game. I can stay awake for a Clippers game. That would be good. That's all I have to say for today. Oh, Night in Black and White is a great novel about suburbians. So I wonder if one of the professors that wrote about suburbia at Northwestern could order the book. So it's a good book for teachers to teach. It's so funny. I had a leak in my bedroom too. In my old apartment, there was a leak in the window, so all my stuff is like half dry. But it's a blessing, right, police? Let's thank all the police out there that help us. I mean, who do we call when we are in trouble? We call the police. So I'm just waiting for my computer actually to end so I can see the end live video button. Thank you for watching.